So, hi, this is Sherron from the Modern Savvy CPA, and I am finally on my last show topic for Smart Money Habits Financial Literacy series. Today, we're going to discuss why we're all doing this, why do we have our first 9 topics, why do we think it's important to follow these things and to understand and these 9 first topics for our overall financial literacy. And the main reason is, and I'm going to tell you that up front, is for our well-being. And it's not about the actual money, although it is something that money is a part of our society, it's a part of our life, it's a part of what we do, but it's not about the actual money. So we're going to dig a little deeper into, why we make certain decisions about money and where we go wrong because we believe that money is a thing and it has its own emotions and it has its own thing, but it doesn't have its own emotions or its own thing. We put emotions on it. So this is kind of the root of all financial literacy. It's something that this is the reason we're going to go into 2 things. We're going to go into why we're doing this, and then we're going to go into how to find out what the formula is. For each one of us, it's going to be a different formula. But what is the formula for doing this the right way for us? Managing our money, like I've used this quote before, where we say money is a great servant but a terrible master. So for most of us, without even realizing, we make money our master. So my goal in teaching you financial literacy and for me to focus on smart money habits is for you to make better money choices. And the way to do that is through financial literacy, but also understand the emotions that you attach to money. So this is our last topic of our top 10 topics on smart money habits, and we're going to go on and start talking about it. So like I said, the first part of this is the emotions that we give to money. So a lot of the times, money is just such a taboo subject. Finances is a taboo subject. We get something in the pit of our stomach. We start panicking. We have headaches. All these things when we're thinking about money. I'm going to tell you, the first time I got a mortgage and we had to make our first mortgage payment, and this is way before the main use of internet and automatic pay. These are the check writing days. So when we did this, and that doesn't go back more than a little over 2 decades ago, I was so freaked out about the mortgage being late and how is it going to affect my credit and all these things that it was affecting me because I didn't educate myself about credit, and I didn't educate myself about, it was such a pit in my stomach. I attached my emotion to that money. So we're going to talk about your emotions, your money, and how you can control your money instead of your money controlling you. And there's a fine line. We're always teetering on that line. So we always have to be able to work on that fine line. So the one way is, you treat money like it is math. We think of it like, when it comes to money, we should be able to make decisions based on logic, reason, rational thinking. When it comes to emotions, we go to emotions first before we think about something rational. No matter what it is, our first thing when we think about any topic, including money, including finances, it doesn't matter what it is, we go to the emotions first and we go into irrational behavior. So what we want to do is be able to logic, reason, and rationalize money. So, we want to make sure that that's what we do. A lot of many behavioral experts on finance will tell you that, we don't do that we don't treat money with logic. We don't treat money with reason. We don't treat money rationally. And we stop at the irrational stage. So don't get me wrong. For me, we start off with the irrational stage. We know that in everything that we do, we start off with the irrational stage. And then we have to take a step back and just look at it and try to be rational, just like everything else in our life. Like if something happens, where there's a fire and we're like, oh my gosh, we have to do this, and if we continue with that, then we're always going to be outing fires and being irrational about things. But we have our pity party, we have our irrational stage, and then we take a step back and we start reasoning, we start being logical, and we start being rational about money. And this is the way to do it. And one of the ways the first way to do it is to educate yourself about money. Educate. It is so important to educate yourself, your family, you need to be educating your kids. You need to have overall financial literacy power. And the way to do that is, the first thing is to educate yourself. You want to make sure that you understand what money really is. And it is a means to, it is not, it is a means. It is part of our whole package. It is not our whole package. It should not be the only thing that controls. It should be one of the legs, but it shouldn't be all of the legs. So we want to make sure that that's what we're doing. So as we go through, we most of us attributes money with wealth, intelligence, style, even human worth. I mean, we think money has a personality, but money does not have a personality. But it reflects our feelings, our values, our behaviors. The importance of money has to do with the ability to, endow. It affects our freedom. So we decide. So numbers can't do that. It's us that's doing that. So we have to find a way to use money for what it is, and it being the servant. So it doesn't control. When someone is serving, they're not controlling, they're serving. So when something is serving. It's not controlling. You're the master, you control, so you have that. So we attach so many emotions on money. We attach anger when it comes to, health, inconsistency in wages, debt. We attach anger to all of that. With societies, we attach all those pressures that can be overwhelming. We attach that. Shame is one of the things that's attached to money. I see that all the time. People, have a outside persona when it comes to money, and they have an inside persona when it comes to money. And trust me, I do tax return and look at people's finances for a living, and I know that those two do not equal. Most of the time, it does not equal. So the shame manifests to a variety of things in our lives. It comes into our relationship, our interactions with love, our interactions with our partner. But shame is rarely a part of our conversation. It's just the inner thing that we do. We also attach elation to money. We finally experience elation when it comes to, you get bonuses, you attach those things, you got things, you buy something, you attach elations to that. That's money. When we're paying attention to those type of things, we get that euphoria. I know I get the euphoria when I get myself a new pair of shoes, which I know is an emotional thing. So sometimes I put the shoe in my cart and I think about it, and that's when I decide, and I go really dig deep. Should I get this pair of shoes? I know it's not a need and it's a want. So it depends. So if I'm putting the right tag on it, then I need to know, it's not a need and it's a want. Am I comfortable with it being a want? So understanding, yes, you might need a new pair of shoes, but you might not need those red bottoms from Saks or Neiman Marcus. So I have issues with those because I like shoes and bags. So I need to always assess my buying of shoes and bags and whether it's a need or want in the situation. And I'll tell you what, most of the times it's not a need, it's a want. So I need a handbag, but I don't need a $2,000 handbag. I need a pair of shoes, but I don't need a $1,000 pair of shoes. So, understanding the between the needs and the wants. So, don't lie to yourself about money. One of the things that we do all the time is, and we convince ourselves that something that's a want is a need. And that's the emotional part of this. When we're convincing ourselves that we need a pair of shoes and it needs to be a red bottom, we know that's not a need, that's a want. So, we need to understand, the differences between needs and wants. Living in America, you need a pair of shoes, yes, and you can get a pair of shoes where we don't live in a third world country. So you can go to Walmart or you could go to the 99-cent store and get a flip-flops for $1.25. But so you will have something on your foot. In most places in the third world, you probably won't be able to do that. But in America, you can get something on your foot for $1.25. This is Sherron, the Modern Savvy CPA, and thank you for listening to this series. And I will be coming up with a next series on my next show. This is Sherron, the Modern Savvy CPA, and thank you for listening to this series. And I will be coming up with a next series on my next show.